unable if your first and second deposit are already
Hello. Good evening. It's not that you are doing well. So let's get into day two. Day two of technical analysis. Day two of technical analysis. So what we learned the other day, we are going to be doing more of the practical part of it. The other day we did not do that much. So today we will be getting into details. Today we are going to get into details. Okay, allow me to share my screen. I hope I'm audible enough. Right? Okay, alright. I can see I'm audible enough, so and yeah, you can now see my screen. So so I was uploading the video for the last session here, so it's going to be ready any minute. These are the ones here accounts I was checking on and doing some comparisons here and there. Okay, about those you will get to know them later. So remember the other day I told you about the platform you use for analysis, that is TradingView. I told you the platform we use for analysis, which is TradingView, and also I told you about a few things on the TradingView. In most cases, this is how your chart will be looking like. So I told you, you just look around here at the bottom side. You are going to see that arrow there. You can have it as a full screen. So this was our setup on Nasdaq. I had shared it there in the group. Okay, the other side, the other thing I told you, maybe you might get that your chart has indicators down here. So I told you, if there are indicators, you look on the left hand side, then we have the delete icon, and then you can click on remove indicators. And also, if you want to clear your chart, you can click on remove drawings. So that is how it is. That is how it is. Um, man. This thing is doing really. Okay, so let's get into it. So write down these pairs. First, write down these pairs. These are the pairs I would like you to be using for analysis and so on. So write down these pairs. Write down these pairs. Write down these pairs. Number one, it's GBP USD. Write down these pairs. GBP USD. Number two, GBP CAD. GBP CAD. GBP CAD. Number three, Euro CAD. Euro CAD. So we said the first one was GBP USD, GBP CAD, Euro CAD, Audi CAD, USD JPY. The other one is GBP, GPY, GBP, JPY. The other one is CAD, JPY, CAD, JPY. Audi USD, Audi USD, USD CHF, USD CHF. How many are those? How many are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9. Which is the last one? I want one more. Euro USD. Euro USD. EUR USD. So make sure you write down these 10 pairs. Make sure you write down these pairs. Make sure you write down these pairs because these are the pairs which you will be using mostly for your analysis, because these are the pairs which respects what we are doing mostly, like when it comes to analysis and stuff. So these pairs respect it, all those things mostly. So make sure you have noted down those pairs somewhere because you will be needing them soon. Now the other thing you need to remember is that, remember I told you we normally do what? Top down, top down analysis, right? I told you we do top down analysis, whereby we start from weekly time frame. TF stands for time my frame, so weekly TF. After weekly we come to daily. After daily we go to 4 hours, then we go to 1 hour. So this is how we normally do our analysis, and in most cases the higher time frames, that is weekly and daily, we will be looking for the market what? The market trend. The market trend or direction. Trend. Again on daily we will as well look for trend. And then now on the 4-hour time frame, what we look for is entry. 1 hour as well, we look for entry. And now the lower time frames, that the likes of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, we will be looking for entries as well. So on lower time frames we will be looking for entries. I hope we are together on that. I hope we are together on that. So now with that being said, we can now proceed. We can now move forward to something different. And now, remember the other day I did introduction to you on trend lines and the rest. So today what we are going to be doing right now, we will be looking on market trends. Remember we said a trend is the overall market direction. So we start with the first one, which is the uptrend. And an uptrend is when the market is moving towards the upper direction. So this is how the market moves. It will be giving you highs and lows. The lows is the lowest part, highs is the highest part. So it will go up, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down, go up. So that is how the market will be behaving. That is how the market will be behaving. That is how the market will be behaving in an uptrend. That is how the market will be behaving in an uptrend. That is how the market will be behaving in an uptrend. Remember we said um, characteristics of an uptrend is what? Equal highs and equal what? Equal highs and equal lows. Equal highs and equal lows. So if the market is giving you those sorry, not equal, sorry, you guys, man, higher highs and higher lows. So the lowest part here is now where we have the lower, sorry, LH, which is LH is a lower high. LH, LH, LH. These are now lower highs. Lower highs are on the on the um, on the lower side of it, and then on the upper side we will be having HH, which stands for higher highs. So we have lower highs. This simply means the low you are going to be having is at a high point compared to the previous one, right? And if you can check on them well, you will see that when you look at this low is at a high point compared to the previous one. When you look at this, it is at a high point compared to the previous one. Also, this one is at a high point compared to the previous one. So what we have here are what we call the lower highs. Why are we calling it an high? Because we are going up. When we are going up, it's high. So we are going to be having higher lows. Sorry, it's not low but higher. It should be HL, higher lows. I made a mistake there. It should be HL, higher lows, and on the other side we are going to be having HH, that is higher high. This high is at a high point compared to the previous one. Same to this is higher compared to this. Remember, we are going up, that's why we are having higher. So let me change this. It should be HL, not LH. LH is for when we are in a downtrend. So it should be it should be HL, higher low. I just use the symbol, I will not write the whole name. And then on this side we are going to have HH, higher high. We'll be having an higher high and higher highs and higher lows. That's how you know that the market is in an uptrend. These are the characteristics. If the market is giving you what? Higher highs and higher highs and higher lows, it will tell you that this market is in an uptrend. So that is how you know that the market is in an uptrend. When the market gives you a series of what? Higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. The lowest part is where we have the lows. The highest part is where we have what? The highs. Now this is now how you will see the market. Remember, this is just a demonstration. This is a demonstration. So when we go to the chart, you might see it a little bit different, but it will be giving you the same idea. So now remember, we will be using trend lines, and the most important thing we said on a trend line is to show you the direction. So remember, we said you connect the swing low to the swing high. So the swing low is the lowest point. So you take your trend line and you pass it through there from the lowest point to the highest point, and by the end of it you will have drawn a perfect what? A perfect trend line. You will have drawn a perfect what? You will have drawn a perfect trend line. So when the trending is on the lower side, that means the market will be coming from up and falling here. So this is the part that will be holding the market, or prices will be held at this point to prevent them from further going down. And where prices are being held, we call that one a support. So since this is a trend line, we will call it now a support what? A support trend line. Remember, I told you are not going to be using trend line for entries, but we are going to be using them mostly for um, showing us the market direction, spotting liquidity. Yeah. So this is a support what? Support trend line. That is it. It's a support trend line. Now remember we said you will be drawing trend lines on both sides. So we have drawn on the lower side. Now we are going to draw a trend line on the upper side. So we connect it from the lowest point to the highest point. From the lowest point to the highest point. And by so doing, we will have now created what? A channel. So you can see the market is trading inside here. So this is now what we call a channel. And the line we have drawn up there, remember the one below here, we have called it a support trend line. So the other one is what we call a resistance. I'm forgetting to use the tool here. So the upper one is what we call a resistance trend line. This one we call it a resistance trend line. And there's that common or basic knowledge with many people that you buy at support, you sell at resistance. You buy at a low price, and then when the price goes high, you do what? You sell. So most say that you buy at support, sell at resistance. So you look for buys here. When it goes up, you exit your buys or you close those positions. And then if you are to take sales, you can take them. So now when we are in an uptrend, when we are in an uptrend, you are advised to look for more buying opportunities because the market is going up. So the best thing you can do there is look for buys. You can look for buy opportunities. When we are in an uptrend, look for more buying opportunities. When the market comes down, just look for an entry to buy after you have confirmed that the trend is bullish or is an uptrend. Remember, I've told you we do top-down analysis. I've told you we do what? Top-down analysis. And in most cases, we start from weekly time frame, then we drop to daily time frame. And the higher time frames are for doing what? Are for checking the market what? The market trend. But in some cases, we also check on monthly time frame. Then now, when you come to 4 hours and 1 hour and the lower time frames, that is 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes if you use that, or even 1 minute if you are able to use it, you will be looking for entries on those lower time frames. I hope I'm clear on that. Now, let's continue. So this is how an uptrend looks like. Remember, this is the I'm saying this is what? This is just the demo part of it, so we will be looking on it on the charts so that we can see the difference between these and the charts. That is later. That is an uptrend, and don't forget this: the trend is always your friend. If the market is in a bullish trend, if you are going to be taking sales, they should be short. Even if you check on this, you are going to see where the market is coming down, it's not long compared to when the market is going up. Where the market is going up, it's taking long move compared to when it is coming down. So that is why we normally say that the trend is your friend. Trade with the trend. If the trend is uptrend, look for more buying opportunities. If it's a downtrend, look for more selling opportunities. Now, that was an uptrend. Let's look on a downtrend. Now, if it's a downtrend, the market will be coming down, going up, come down, go up, come down, go up, and then do what? Come down. Remember, it's downtrend, so we are going lower. So what we will be having here, we are going to be having lower. The highest part will be lower high, and the lowest part is going now to be lower low. So first, let's connect it with the trend line so that we can now know what we are doing. So you connect the swing low, that is the highest point, to the lowest point with your trend line, following the steps and the rules we learned the other day. You connect it that way. Now that is the upper trend line. Remember, we have said the upper trend line is what we call a resistance trend line. And we have just mentioned that we sell at resistance, we buy at support. So the lower one is the support. This is the support trend line. Let me clone. So the lower line is what we call what? A support trend line. And then the upper one is what we call a resistance trend line. Remember, we buy low, we sell high. We buy at support, sell at resistance. If it's a downtrend, you can see the moves for sales are long compared to the moves for buys, right? So now let me label the others. So we are going to have LH, lower high. We'll be having lower high. We'll be having lower highs. These are now the characteristics, or what helps you know which trend are we in. With time, your eyes are going to get used to this. This is just the first time. That's why you might try to look on the chart and you can't see anything. But with time, your eyes is going to get used to this, and you will be now in a good position to spot those trends instantly. So this is how a downtrend looks like. It is characterized by a series of what? Lower highs and lower lows. So those are the lower highs. Then we are going now to be having the lower. We are going to be having lower lows. We are going to be having lower lows on the support. We will be having lower lows on the support. So let me clone it. Clone. Clone. Okay, that's enough. Alright. So that is how a downtrend looks like. That's how a downtrend looks like. And when we are in a downtrend, you look for more selling opportunities. When we are in we are in an uptrend, we look for more buying opportunities. Remember, there are time frames, that is monthly, weekly, and daily. They will be telling you the market trend. So once you have known the trend, if it's bullish, you will be looking for buying opportunities. If it's bearish, you will be looking for sell opportunities. Remember, we said we have three types of market trends. Types of market trends. So we have one remaining. We have one trend remaining, and that is now what we call a consolidation or a ranging market. And in most cases, okay, let me just do the demonstration part of it before we can now go to our charts and look at the practicals. So now, if it's a consolidation, this is what will be happening. Market will be giving you equal highs and equal lows. Equal highs, equal lows. Market will be giving you equal highs and equal lows. So that is how the market will be behaving. Remember, we said a consolidation has different names. It can be called a consolidation, it can be called a ranging market, or a sideways market. The market is giving you what? Equal highs, equal edge, and also it will be giving you equal lows. So that is how the market will be looking if it's a consolidation. And now maybe someone might start asking themselves, where does a consolidation happen? A consolidation can happen in both an uptrend or a downtrend. So the main trends are what? The main or the major are up and downtrend. These are the major trends, market directions, either up or down. Consolidation can happen in any of the two, right? Consolidation can happen in any of the two. So these are the major ones: uptrend, downtrend. Consolidation can happen in either. I hope we are together on that. Now, if the market is in a consolidation, what you normally do, or what I highly advise people to do, it's either you stay out of the market and wait for the market to break out of the consolidation, or you can decide you are going to do scalping. You enter the market within the shortest time possible, get the profits you are going to get there, and then you exit the market. I hope I'm clear up to that point. Then something else, when it comes to, pardon, somebody is trying to speak. So now, when it comes to drawing trend lines, you can draw trend lines in either an uptrend or a downtrend. Don't draw trend lines in a consolidation. When it comes to consolidation, I use this rectangle. I use a rectangle to mark consolidations. You can use a rectangle to mark the eye as a zone, because the market will not be touching a one point always. Or you can come to the entire consolidation area and have your rectangle there, then wait for the market to go out of that rectangle. That's still still going to be okay. So now we have done the demonstration part of it. We can now go to the practical part of it and deal with the real charts. For those who joined later, I said you do what? You make sure you note down these 10 pairs, because these are the pairs you are going to be doing to practice on how to plot these trend lines, understand the market trends. So the first pair is GBP USD. The second pair is GBP CAD. The third pair is Euro CAD. The fourth pair is Audi CAD. Then we have USD GPY. We have GBP JPY, CAD JPY, Audi USD, USD CHF, and Euro USD. So make sure you have noted down those pairs. Now we are done with all this, we can now go to the charts. We can now go to the real charts and see the practical part of it. Now, somebody tell me, with this kind of a chart, are you able to determine the market trend? Yes or no? Like currently here what we have, the current market here. Are you able to determine the type of a trend we have here? Unmute your mic and speak. Feel free to speak. Are you able to determine the type of a trend we have? Remember, we have only 3 trends: uptrend, downtrend, and a consolidation. The only ones we have checked up there. Somebody? Hey, you guys, you must be joking, man. Just unmute your mic and speak. What is the market trend here?
Downward.
Pardon?
Downward trend.
Okay, that one, as Anna said, is a downward. I can see someone here in the comments saying is ranging. Okay, now we have said if the market is ranging, the market will be giving you what? Equal lows and equal highs. So you can see, like in this case, we have those equal lows, and then on the upper side, you can see the market is giving us equal highs. So this is what? This is a ranging market or a consolidation. And the one I am having here, the time frame here is 1 hour. This is 1 hour time frame. So when it comes to checking on the market trend, you look the entire current market. What is it doing? As long as the market is not moving strongly towards one side, it's going up and down, up and down. You look from where it has started going on that up and down movement, so that you can understand what kind of a trend does that market have. But in this case, when the market is moving strongly towards one side, like this one, when the market is just selling, and buying, you don't have a trend there which you can draw. You can look and see if the market is just selling. You can know, yes, the market is going down, but you can't plot it. So this one, you guys have told me this is a ranging market or a consolidation. That's very okay. Now, somebody tell me what is the market trend here. Somebody tell me what is the market trend here. Somebody tell me what market trend we have here. And you will know a market trend when you will see the market go up, come down, up, down, up, down. That is when you will see, or you will be now able to know that we are having a trend. So somebody tell me what market trend are we having here. Somebody, you guys be fast, man. You guys should be you guys
Up on the trade.
uptrend. Yeah, Steve can say uptrend. I can see Mary in the comment section saying an uptrend. Sally uptrend, Auntie up. Yeah, sure. So this is an uptrend. Yes, you are correct. It's an uptrend. Now the question remains: how am I going to draw this uptrend? How am I going to draw this uptrend? That is now where the challenge is going to come in to most of you, because now you will start asking yourself, will I start drawing here, will I start drawing here, or where? So you go and pick your trend line. A trend line, remember, is that line which looks like a slant in one. I told you. So you can decide, you will come to this, which is the lowest point here, then you push it towards the highest point there, you see, and by so doing you will have two points or two touches. By so doing you will be having what? You will be having two touches. Then you are done on the lower side, so you go to the upper side and do the same. You connect the lowest point to the highest point, and by so doing you now have what? You now have an uptrend drawn with a good with a good what? With a good channel. So again, what you can do again is that you can try and bring your chart together. But that one I've done, I've zoomed in, so I've zoomed it very much. You can try and zoom in your chart. You can try and zoom in your charts. When the chart is zoomed in well, your eyes can tell it. So now you have zoomed in the chart that way, but you are still not in a good position to plot it. So you come to where we have the price. You left all your pad, or you hold on your mic and try bringing it down a little bit. By so doing, you can see now on the side where we have the prices, the market starts giving us something which resembles what we did up here. So when you look this and you look at this, you can see we have a resemblance. So you will be now in a good position to just come and do what? You come and draw that line there and go on the upper side and draw the other line there, and boom, it's going to be done. It will be done. Remember, on the rules we said for a valid trend line you need a minimum of 2 touches. Look at our lines. Have they touched a minimum of 2 positions? That's correct. So that is a very clear uptrend. That's a very clear uptrend, and I believe you can clearly see that. Again, the other thing you can do, if you are not in a good position to deal with this, you can change your chart to a line graph. You can change your chart from a candlestick to a line graph. I hope you can clearly see it when it's in a line graph. So when it comes to a line graph, you will pass your trend lines on those levels where you see the market is giving touches. So like in this case, the lower one, it can be that point, and this one here, or you can take it to the upper one and you remove from this point, you shift it where? You shift it to this. Still is going to be okay. Look for the consolidation. You can clearly see that the market has been doing what? The market is been ranging. You can clearly see that the market is been ranging, giving you what? Equal highs and equal lows. You can see where we have the equal highs there, and now coming for the lows, you can see you can extend it a little bit. You can see you can extend it a little bit. So when you are drawing a consolidation, it's highly advisable you use a rectangle so that it can cover all those touches rather than using a trend line. If you use a trend line, it might touch 1 or 2 points, but if you use a zone, it can touch more than even 10 points. So it's highly advisable you use what? You use a zone. So after you are done drawing your trend when the chart is in a line graph, you can just take it back to a candlestick and you can see it is very much okay. You can see where the trend line passes or on the wicks of those candlesticks and not the bodies. I hope you can see that and it's very clear. So for those who maybe will be having challenges with now drawing those or identifying the market trends, just turn your charts to line graph and you can easily see everything. Like currently, what kind of market trend do we have here? What market trend do we have here? What market trend is this? Somebody very fast. What market trend is this?
Bearish,
Yeah, sure.
bearish,
Yeah, it's bearish or what? Bearish or?
down one, down one side.
Yeah, downtrend. A bearish or a downtrend. So you can see when the chart is in it's in a line graph, it's easy for you to identify. So you come, you connect the highest point to the lowest point. Remember, don't cut across. You just bring it up a touch like that. So the line I've drawn, is it a support or a resistance? The line I have drawn right now, is it a support or a resistance?
Resistance,
Yeah, it's a
resistance.
yeah, it's a resistance. So now we come and plot the other one on the lower part, and that is it. So the one on the lower part is now the support, and you can see from this point market went up all the way. So you can see when the market goes to resistance is trying to sell. When it comes to support, it's going up. Even on the side where we have the uptrend, you can see where we have the uptrend, market when it comes down it will go up. When it goes on the resistance, it tries to sell. Now this we have said this is a downtrend, and you can see On the others, on the side where we have resistance, we are having what? Lower highs, and the other side we are having lower lows. When you look at this low, it is at a low point compared to the previous low, and this one is at a lower point compared to the previous what? Low. That's why we are calling them lower lows, right? That's why we are calling them lower lows. So you guys have been able to see the three trends on the chart, or the practical part of it. You have been able to see them. So now the work that remains is for you to practice. Number one, when you are doing practice, you will be training your eyes to spot those trends on the chart. Number two, you will be training your hands on how to draw them once you see them, right? And the more you practice, the more you're going to get used to them, and everything is going now to become easy for you. You will be just spotting them in instant. So like in this case, you can see we have an uptrend. Yeah, we have an uptrend there. I have drawn the resistance, so allow me to come and draw the support, and it can be like that. So I hope up to that point we are all together. Remember, this is how you are doing it on TradingView. Next time we are going to be using now MetaTrader for those who are, for the sake of those who don't have laptops, desktops, tablets, for the sake of those who are using their mobile phones. Next time we will be doing all these things on what? On our MetaTraders. So we have seen another uptrend here. We have drawn it. We have seen another uptrend there. We have drawn it. Come in here, you can see we have another downtrend here. So the work now you will be having is from today. When it comes to technical analysis, a student has a lot of work than the mentor or the teacher, because you will be needing to practice all these things. So now when you come to this, you will see this one, you can draw it that way and leave it that way. That is one. Or you can decide you will use that point and the lowest point here. It's up to you to decide which one do you see is kinda fit to you or neat. You are the one who will decide, because they are all going to be correct. They are all going to be correct. And you can see, if you use the last one I've used, you are going to be having three touches. The market will have touched that trend line 3 times. You can see we have that one. We have this one. So those are 2. And we have the other one. There are 3. So it's upon you to decide which one will you be using. You just keep on scrolling your chart towards the right hand side, so that you can see what prices were doing before. We practice with prices that have already played out, so that now we wait for future, because what happened is highly likely to happen in the future. So like when we come here, you can see in this case the market had an uptrend as well. The market had an uptrend. So guys, the trades you see me share, they just came from here. It's up to you. Dedicate yourself. Get to understand the markets as I have done, because I'm now teaching you. And if you follow all what I will be teaching you, by the end of it, you're going to be one of the best. So you can see this is an uptrend clearly. But I have told you where the market is either moving strongly towards the downside, that is either buying strongly or selling strongly. Don't waste your time trying to draw what these trend lines, whether a support trend line or a resistance trend line. Don't waste your time trying to draw what those trend lines. But where the market is in a range, where the market is going up, coming down, up, down, you can do what? You can draw. You can draw them. Where the market is trading, going up and coming down, you can do what? You can draw your support and your resistance. So we have another downtrend here. This is another downtrend. This one. And you can see it's very clear, everyone can see that. Now we come to something like this. You can see the market was not clear on what it's doing. It was giving you some equal highs and equal lows. This was kind of a consolidation. So I told you on a consolidation you can mark it in two ways. You can either mark the equal highs alone and equal lows alone, or you can mark the whole of it with this rectangle. So this is the first way you can mark it, or you can decide you mark the highs alone and you come and mark the lows alone as well. You come and mark the lows. I hope you guys can clearly see that these are very clear consolidation. Equal highs, equal lows, equal highs and equal low, equal highs and equal lows. That is how a consolidation looks like. I have shown you how an uptrend looks like, how a downtrend looks like. So now I'm giving you assignment. I will be giving you assignment. Whether you are using a trading view is for those with desktop, tablets, laptops, or you are using your MetaTrader in your phone. The charts you are going to see on the phone are the same charts you are seeing here, so analysis can be done anywhere. You can see also this is an uptrend. The one I've just drawn right now, it's an uptrend, a short one. So I've said you just keep on scrolling your charts towards the right hand side. You are going to see more and more and more. This was 1 hour, so you just need to change your time frame. In different time frames, you are going to see different what? Different time frames, you will see different trends. You can see, like in this case, we have this uptrend. Yeah. Generally, the trend here is what? What is the trend here generally? What is the overall trend? Yeah. What is the overall trend here where my cursor is running? What is the overall trend? Somebody.
Down one.
Yeah, sure. It's a downtrend. So you connect from the highest point coming down. You just connect it that way, and by so doing, you have now drawn your resistance trend line, which is very much okay with 2 touches. Now, on the resistance trend line, because of this low, you might be challenged. So what you can do, you start from the lowest point going up, and by the end of the day, you will have now drawn something making sense, right? Again, look at this inside now that downtrend. You can see we have some small uptrends there. When we start looking at entries, we will learn about these things you are seeing in here. Like we are in an uptrend, sorry, we are in a downtrend, but inside we will be getting some small uptrends. You can see like this one here. Another one, it's slightly below the one we have just drawn right now. We have another one there. So you need to draw more of this uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. That is the assignment you need to do. You need to draw uptrend, downtrend, so that your eyes can get used to that. Now there's something else I would like to show you. Now in this case, we have an uptrend here, we had a downtrend here, we have an uptrend here. What will you do now? Because if now you start plotting this line here, and we already have that other one there, you can see it looks like they are colliding. You can clearly see that they are colliding at this point. So what you normally do, you will shorten the first one, this one, you'll take it back, we will take it backwards, and let's fix this to better point. Now you can see by taking that back, our recent trend line is very clear, and it cannot confuse you. It's very clear, it cannot confuse you, right? Then we come to the lower side and draw now what? We draw our support there, and you can see our trend, our uptrend is very clear. Anyone with a question up to that point? Anybody with a question? Anybody with a question? So we have done more of it when our chart was in line graph. So when you take your charts back to candlesticks, you can clearly see everything is still very much okay. You can see everything is still very much okay. Everything is still very much okay. It doesn't matter the type of graph you're using. Is it a candlestick or a line graph? It doesn't matter. Any question, guys? So I've told you the time frames we are using. I have told you the time frames we are using. So what you will do, what you are going to do, I have given you 10 pairs. Every day make sure you have analyzed 5 uptrends, whichever time frame you are going to use. It can be 4 hours, it can be daily, it can be 1 hour, it can be 30 minutes. Right now the most important thing is for you to familiarize yourself, make your eyes get used to spotting them, practice, you make your hands get used to drawing them. So you are now doing the practical part of it. We are now practically into it. So you draw 5 uptrends, 5 downtrends, and in a day just you can analyze one pair. That means you will have drawn 10 setups. Once you are done with the drawing, share them in my inbox so that we can see if there's anything that needs to be corrected. I think I'm clear on that, and with that being said, that marks the end of today's lesson. Unless there's anyone with a question, if you have any question, unmute your mic and ask. So we have said in the next lesson that will be on Monday. Remember, we normally have 2 lessons a week, that is Monday and Wednesday at 9 or 9:30. I normally communicate about the time. So on Monday we'll be now doing analysis on our mobile phones. That is now analyzing on MetaTrader 5. So for today was on trading view, but also the other day I did a little bit of how you can do it on your mobile phone. So what you will need, if you're using your mobile phone, you will need to do a screen rotation, and then I showed you where the tools are. You just need to use the trend line alone, no other tool you are required to use. Yeah, you know how to zoom your charts in, you are trying to bring in your figures while they are on the charts. Yeah, so that is it. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any comment? Anything? Anything to say? Anything? Alright, so guys, if no question, no comment, we can call it a night. See you